It's tonight's scene, New Sarum, takes place at the Last Resort, a good, comfortable dive bar in the industrial district of the city. The night's been remarkably slow. I mean, ungodly slow on a weekend due to the continued checkpoints, lack of police presence, National Guard, FBI. Only 4 regulars were in tonight. Mostly had their usuals. A couple guys that sat at table far in the back, watching something on the television. The news is just coming. There's occasional news highlights accompanied by the regular television shows at this hour of twilight. And Stefan is just finishing up with his closing cleaning when he decides to take a seat on one of the bar stools. Door is currently locked. The last person to leave was the bouncer, Carl. And he's just looking up at the TV. He takes his phone out of his pocket. Begins thinking. Needs to get a hold of Gloria. Needs to follow up. Needs to head into the projects to take a look at Mutt's apartment. Fuck. That's going to be a pain in the ass. And while he's thinking, all these various thoughts going through his head, comes across a number that he hasn't... Well, business was awkward the last time, but... I should try to see if that bridge is not burned. Oh, fuck. Going over the events of what now, a week and a half ago, still haunts him. The only respite was the visage and sound of Tristan Pendragon. Oh well. What do I have to lose? And he dials Sophia's number.
Sophia's in her quarters in the chantry working on her usual thing at this time, which is more pieces of jewellery and the like, when her phone rings. Oddly enough, from a number that she hasn't seen in quite a while. So she answers it. Hello?
Oh, Sophia. I do have the right number, of course. One would hope.
Hi, Stefan.
How are you doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
Oh, well, the usual. Getting better at doing the bar thing. Had to keep my wonderful employer from jumping, how do Americans say it, up my ass about various things.
Yeah, that's generally handy.
And, well, I've seen a lot more of our dear friend Cameron Sticks.
Oh, have you now?
Yes. Quite an interesting fellow. I had he wanted to have a chat with me about a certain matter that has been on the back burner for some time. Apparently, booking the appropriate hotels and arranging travel even to a place as close as New York seems to be quite the challenge. But
Well, when you can only move at night.
true, true. I was wondering if you have, if you would like to get out of the apartment, then maybe I don't know, catch up on old times. I'm still at the last resort currently. It's closed.
All right. I've actually got some money for you as well from that chess set, so I'll bring that over.
Oh, excellent news! That is going to actually put me a bit ahead on my savings. Excellent, excellent. I'm
All
glad
right.
that
Well,
it's bundled.
I'll see you in about a half an hour or so then.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I will be here. Just come to the front door. Mind your footsteps going down to the front door. It's a little dark at the moment, so if you have a flashlight, and just
Okay.
give a few knocks. I will see you then.
Okay then. Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hangs up the phone. Sets it on the bar. Sits back, flipping through a few channels.
Meanwhile, in her quarters, Sophia will pack up her stuff, the normal things that she carries around with her, including a laptop and a sketchbook and an envelope with some money in it. And she will head out of her quarters and through the chantry to her car.
Around the corner lurks a short Ventru.
One Alexander Prescott, having left the meeting with his clan actually quite a while ago, but it seems the fates have conspired to make passage through the city especially more difficult for him tonight. It seems to be a bit harder than usual. That perhaps the guardsmen are in a foul mood, and he doesn't feel like using any powers of presence. He decides to go through, a different way. It'll cost him a little more in gas, etc. But he pages through his phone as Peter drives, a bit almost as annoyed as Alex is at this whole thing and how it's just annoying everyone, kindred and kind alike. He notes a number he hasn't really used much at all. He looks at it. That Stefan Braunfiedler. I don't know much about him. I wonder. Wow. I'm not even sure where he's at. If he's in downtown, there's no way I'm getting to meet him tonight. But hopefully he's not. Hopefully the guardsmen are kind. He will send a text message to this. No, actually, he'll ring this number up. It seems to just be ringing
Oh,
and ringing.
Stefan notices his phone. He flips it open, looking at the number.
Some guy in Iowa is calling him, unless he actually put the number in his phone.
Interesting. Hallo, guten Tag.
Ah, wie geht's, Herr Braunfiedler? We haven't spoken much, but I was wondering if we could perhaps catch up, unless you're in a part of the city that, well, that I can't currently get to due to the mood of the National Guard at the moment.
Oh, well, how close to the industrial district are you tonight?
Actually, it's looking like it'll actually be faster to go through the industrial district to get around to the other side. They're being a pain today.
They are the National Guard, and they do believe in doing their job correctly. Um, you may not have ever been there, but in fact, probably not. But the last resort, industrial district. It is 3 blocks in, both from the south and east. Odd that it is located that way, but I am not the one that does the city planning or layout, to my dismay.
Yes, perhaps it would benefit from someone who knows what they're doing. It's on the way. I'll see you there then.
Yeah. Are you going to be coming here by yourself or a company?
I'll come in alone.
Okay. Okay. Good. Good. When you head on down, there's a brief step below the sign. Last resort. Most of the letters are still blinking. Give a few knocks, and I will unlock the door.
Yes, of course.
I will see you at some point this evening.
Likewise.
Indeed, sir. And he hangs up the phone, folds it back up, places it back onto the bar. And waits.
So Sophia is currently driving through the city to get to the last resort. She does remember where it is, which is a handy thing. And it doesn't take her too terribly long to get there. Even if she hasn't been out and about on the streets too much, it's not that big of a distance from the chantry. So she arrives, parks her car, notes that the lights haven't been fixed yet, and carefully proceeds to the door without falling over and knocks on it a couple of times.
Oh. 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 Hello?
It's Sophia.
Oh, okay. It doesn't take long. And you hear a latch being opened, and door opens. Stefan's holding it in, allowing you a path.
She will step on in.
Good evening, good evening. Closes the door, relatches it. Keys are on the inside lock. Well, interesting times. I am assuming you're enjoying the wonderful checkpoints.
Well, they're part of the reason why I haven't been out much lately. I suppose, if it makes people feel safe.
True, true. I wish it would blow over. Business would be better, especially in the evening. But
See, this is why we have an online business.
it is true, but there's something about building that's satisfying. So he takes a seat back on the bar stool where his phone and the television remote is. Kind of notches the volume down a bit. So how have you been keeping yourself, Sophia?
Yeah, Not too bad. Doing some work. Really not a lot to say. How about you? Up to anything exciting?
So, well, I attempted to heed a Ventur's call. Apparently, he needed some kind of assistance in a matter that took us to investigating that building in the business district before the unfortunate set of events that killed so many people in that area and ruined that building. We had nothing to do with it. Certainly not me. That is not... I may be a lot of things, eccentric one, but not a bomber or arsonist.
No, that's true.
But it definitely showed me that the Venture and the city are not the best organized. Which is funny because Malkavians are. Which reminds me, there's going to be one more visitor this evening. You should enjoy this man's company quite well, as I will. But would you like to be in on a little joke?
On a joke?
A playful joke. Nothing harmful, of course. Well, the first time that he met me, he was under the impression that, well, I had a little bit more rosy pallor to my countenance than normal. Let's let him believe this. He believes that I am an artist, nothing more. So...
Okay, so, alright. So he thinks you're a toreador.
Well, I cannot be completely conclusive. It seemed as though that's what he thought. I would like to confirm whether or not I was able to pull the wool over his eyes. I'm trying new things. I also had to investigate into a little bit of a hospital incident that involved one of the Bruja.
Hospital incident?
Yeah, that is usually what happens when one is struck brutally by a van at moving high speeds. I did not go in myself. I went in as a brother-in-law visiting from Australia, New Zealand, something like that. And yes, he is actually attempting to do. I'm gonna actually, because by no means my acting is not a reflection of this. So we're just gonna see Wit's performance, right? Let's go Wit's performance. See how convinced. Oh, yeah, 2 successes, the highest ones.
Yeah, but you know what? It's still not an Australian accent. I'm telling you now, it's not an Australian accent.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how many successes you get.
It's true.
When you're speaking to an Australian, it's not an Australian accent.
I know, but Americans don't know the difference. That's the beautiful part.
That's true.
But yeah, he actually tries to slide into that a little bit, but I don't know. It went over well enough at St. Mary's, talking with the receptionist, but what did you think?
Sure, you did a great job.
truthfully.
Like, you can roll perception empathy if you really want.
Sure. He's a bit self-conscious right now. We'll get a little perception empathy going on here. We'll actually make this an all-inclusive package and go for the difficulty 8 version. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
What is her
she's
primary emotion right now?
she's like moderately disgusted at the fact that you're even attempting an Australian accent.
Unless you're paying close attention, I don't know if you will, but an odd look comes over Stefan's face. and he appears to. It's like he has a lump of bile in his throat. It's like very. Oh, I did not realize blood could come up that way. Oh. No, well, you could have been honest. But it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. No, mainly I just, based on the last interaction that we had, I wanted to make sure that I still had at least a good business relationship going.
Yes, of course, that hasn't changed at all. Which reminds me, she reaches into her bag and pulls out an envelope and hands it over.
Ah,
This is from the sale of the chess set.
counts through it.
It contains $200.
Nice. Slides that into an inner breast pocket. Quite
And
nice.
at that moment, there's a knock at the door. Knock, knock, knock.
Ah, one moment. Hello?
Hello. Ich bin hier, Herr Von Fiedler. It's Alex.
Speaking about bad accents, Sophia. He obviously has never visited the fatherland. You hear a latch releasing in the door, and you see the door open. Stefan is holding it, allowing you adequate passage to enter, and enters the short man. The door closes a little bit after that, and relocks the door, taking a seat where he was. Pull up a seat anywhere you would like, Mr. Prescott.
Alex will smile politely. Good evening, Mr. Brownfiedler. Miss. He thinks for a moment, trying to remember if Sophia actually introduced herself.
From memory, no, she didn't.
I'm sorry, madam. Your name escapes me at the moment.
Sophia de Solis.
She'll actually. Thank you, Stefan.
My
She'll
apologies.
actually hold her hand out to shake. I believe
He'll give a rather firm handshake.
her handshake is fairly firm in return. I believe we met briefly a little while ago.
A few months ago, I believe.
Yeah.
Good. I just when you walk in the last resort, the first thing you notice to your right is a slight raised dais with a few steps going up, about 4 steps, up to like a raised dais that has 4 booths that have classic long bar lighting hanging above each table. Along the side of that dais, there's 2 to 3 top tables There's a few 2 to 3 top tables going down the center. A small area where that could be used for dancing. The majority of the tables are in the far back corner, kind of in like an open room, like an open box in the back. If you go straight back on the left, there's 2 doors for restrooms right before you get to a back door, and going down a very short hallway. And above the entryway to that hallway leading out the back, there's a TV, tube variety, mounted on the wall. The place, despite the exterior look, is immaculately clean. You couldn't find a wad of bubble gum under a table or chair in this place. And the carpet looks like it's probably been recently vacuumed and shampooed.
It's around. Well, it's certainly a nice place. I don't believe I've been in here before.
Well, it looked a lot more dingy before I got in here, but I figured it was a good way to make up for either not making it to work here and there, or because of other business that took the time away and forced me to not make it, or being late for work. I had to do something, so over 2 months I went through the entire place, front and back, even into the bathrooms, and yeah, it's definitely quite the work of art.
It looks like you've done a lot of work. It's quite good, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good dive bar. It should look like a good dive bar. If not on the outside, at least on the interior. Axel was quite impressed the last time.
Oh, how's Axel doing?
Better.
I haven't talked to him in a very long time, actually.
A lot better. I've been having quite a lot of chats with him, making suggestions about how he goes about certain things. His current line of getting, or the way he was getting things done was well, it wasn't healthy, even for one of our kind. Running around at all hours trying to clean up this mess and that mess. I simply made the suggestion that it would be better off if he took a managerial approach. And it seems that he has taken my advice. He's starting to turn over a new leaf.
Fair enough.
The only thing that has been stretching his any semblance of mental fortitude is the feeding issue, but well, there's only so much that one can do.
And I heard he had a pretty good idea about an interesting plan for the for us in the city.
Yes, Mr. Prescott. And regardless of the Ventru position, I believe it is in the best interest of the Ventru to heed Mr. Linwood's plan. It is a good one.
Certainly, and all of us are agreed upon that point.
Good, good. I am most pleased, Mr. Prescott. I would hate to have an indiscretion happen by yourself or any other Ventru neonates and have to have a Malkavian called in to clean it up. But that is because I believe that taking care of our mentally less fortunate cousins is the most important thing. After all, I believe in absolute caring and compassion and, well, all the other positive and pretty things in the world. As all should.
That's his empathy roll. He doesn't believe a word of this.
Hold on for a moment. Hold on for a moment. If it came down to it, I'll get down with the bullshit roll. I'll get down with the bullshit roll. Oh yeah.
I think you're gonna have to. I think, yeah.
I think so.
Roll for bullshit. Roll for bullshit.
Get the bullshit going. Yeah, well, I'm definitely getting better and better every night at this. After all, it's not lying if it's true. Oh, come on, Hangouts. Cooperate with me.
Well,
Okay. There's 3 successes. Okay. Everything is absolutely true, except the part where he tries to flip the script and throw you off when it comes down to mention of clans. There was actually a tell in his face that you got, which is interesting because usually his facial expressions shift.
Alex smiles. Yes, we must always make sure we make sure that they are okay. But usually that's their own clan that deals with their own. That's what I heard anyway. They tend to police themselves.
The most important thing, Mr. Prescott, is that tending to one's own clan is all well and good, but when it comes down to the betterment of our organization, if it means one clan involves themselves with another, then whatever is best for the Camarilla. Because if you're not loyal to the Camarilla, then you do not belong here. And when he says that, there's a very odd look that crosses over his face at that moment. It's not malice or intimidation, but you do get this, well, interesting vibe.
What, as something different than what Stefan usually gives off?
No. Yeah, definitely, yeah. He's being pleasant, but there's this tinge, small tinge. You know, it's not creepy like, hairs in the back of your neck standing up.
Wow, the tower should always stand strong.
Of course.
We are all pillars, aren't we? Holding it up at its foundation.
Actually, it is the Primogen that are the pillars. And those under them, this position, are the supports, and all of the neonates make up the foundation.
Certainly an interesting take on things.
Yeah. I'm not an expert in politics, but I have been observing and learning. I believe I am doing well, but at a certain point I must test myself to make sure that the knowledge that I have gained is true and accurate.
Certainly, we wouldn't want to act on false information, would we?
Of course not. If we all acted on false information, we would all have very large failures under our belt. Don't you agree, Mr. Prescott?
That depends on the misinformation.
Mm-hmm. Mincing words. Aha. You know, Sophia and I did not think this was going to be an entertaining night, but he is proving to be quite the comedian. I'm liking this, actually. Good God. Oh,
It's a change from short jokes.
well, I needed the amusement. I will tell you that. It has been quite a while since I have honestly felt happy and unstressed. But
And you're happy now, are you?
now I have been. Less stress is always good. I was too wrapped up and embroiled with trying to forcefully ingratiate myself into this city. So many people focus on the negatives. Oh, you are not entirely from around here. We must not trust you. Oh, let's not tell you anything. Let's not allow you a chance to prove yourself, but you have to do it anyway. That kind of thing, you know. The depressing parts of life, or existence in our case. But I've been trying to relax, and it has been working. But, oh, I just hope that at some point I will be able to maybe get a venture of my own off the ground. A small one, of course.
What sort of venture?
Something that does not involve bars.
There are too many bars in the city.
Well, there are also
I don't know.
far too many. There are a lot of taxi cabs as well. But my take on this, if I find out if it is, how can we say it, sound in a business sense, is, well, a small start, a single car at first, modified inside for specific purposes, and to allow people going from one, point A to point B, so to speak, allow them to have, especially for us, conversations with complete discretion.
It's probably viable. We still had the
Yes, it also works if as a normal taxi cab as well.
It is true. And that is how you make the majority of um, your money, by catering to mortals of the city. I cannot remember that first night that I met you, Mr. Prescott, in the Scorpion. Did you mention what you did for a living by chance? I cannot remember.
Security systems. Mostly the digital kind, the conventional kind, door alarms, cameras, some amount of layout, but usually we get given a layout and told to work with it, see what we can come up with. Someone like Mr. Linwood works with changing the layout so that it decreases the likelihood of anything happening, which I suppose that's a valid approach as well. The two need to work together.
You have a professional disagreement, I assume.
Oh, certainly. It's simply a difference in approach.
Yeah. I do have an interesting question for you. You are Ventro. You speak with Mr. Voltaire quite a lot, I assume. Tell me, suppose I were to take him up on an offer that he needs, a financing offer. Would, for someone who does not know business, I mean, I would be learning upon startup, which is why I would start small. This seems sound, but from a business perspective, I'm assuming I mean, most Ventro have got to understand this to some degree. What would your thoughts be?
On the amount of the financing, the repayment terms, what are we talking here?
Well, as far as actually doing business with him, and Stefan looks intently at you as if, because he's engaged in a serious conversation.
Yeah. I see. Well, he is a.
Ignore that last one. What are your two primary emotions right now? Don't give me color, just give me emotion.
Is genuine is a bit confused. And there's a hint of some. It's almost transparent. He's angry at something. It's not clear what. It's
Confusion and anger?
Yeah, it's almost confusion is almost the predominant one right now because he has only half an idea what you're talking about.
If either one of you would like to make a perception alertness roll, standard difficulty, you may. While you're talking with Stefan, you get a weird. I'll wait for the. I'll wait. Yep. No alertness. Very nice. Very nice.
Alex, well, you said alertness, not awareness?
Alertness, yes.
Oh, okay. Pretty sure that's... Oh, yeah, because they're all the same pool. It's useful.
Okay. His facial expression, especially around the brow, seems to be like furrowing in confusion, and a wash of like anger tends to be fluctuating across his facial features at this moment. You don't know why. Just all of a sudden, just it lasts for 30 seconds.
Something wrong, Stefan?
No. Just business. I think. Oh, that is quite intriguing. Why is it that you would feel anger at the mention of doing business with Mr. Voltaire?
Mr. Voltaire is, well, I wouldn't necessarily say I trust him more than I trust any other kindred, but he is an honest businessman. And that is super huge bull fucking shit.
I will attempt my bullshit roll since we are fully engaged in conversation
Yeah.
right
Oh,
now.
by the way, do you have lore 3 or higher?
Live lore 2.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Those are 3s. Okay.
Wait, what?
I actually get -1 difficulty to social rolls, but those are 3s, so it wouldn't do anything.
You had what? 3 successes?
Yep.
There might be something slightly, but no, it passes. Okay. Well, was my question clear enough for you? Again, I don't fully understand business. I studied art and science. That is what my master's degree is in.
Well, I know that he has a good financial power base. He knows what he's doing with finances. He knows what he's doing in business matters. He just so happens to have control of a business of his own by now.
Oh, well, that is good. It's always good to try to put something together. Hmm. Hopefully, it is something that he has built up himself or is building himself. That is always a good feeling. Hmm. I guess what I am getting at is, do you feel that he is reputable enough that you yourself would do business with him when it came to financing?
As I said, he's an honest businessman. I would certainly
I'm
do
just gonna
business with him.
try. I'm just gonna try this mundanely. Just a mundane perception empathy. Uno,
I'll
dos,
see if
tres.
I'll see if that lies any better. Mine's a manipulation, so that's social. And with former ghoul, it's -1 difficulty. Because I'm gonna use it, damn it.
He. I would be the defender. Yeah, because you're telling a lie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
Something
Okay.
seems off.
Yeah,
It's almost like,
that's definitely not true.
yeah.
Hmm. Well, I will have to consider this very carefully. Hmm. Perhaps I should.
Sophia's just going to be sitting there watching the interplay between the two of you and not actually saying anything, which may or may not be a good thing.
I should confer with a contact or two of mine who are more knowledgeable about business. I think, hopefully, anyway.
Well, certainly, care should always be taken. You wouldn't want to make a wrong turn. It might not end as well as you had hoped.
My hesitation comes from the fact that two failures, maybe not financial, but two failures on Zachary Voltaire's part, does not. You know how a reputation, and when something does not get done, regardless of what it is, reputation and word of mouth. You understand this, of course.
Oh, I understand very well.
But Perhaps down the road, I'm taking this step by step, of course, because I do not want to rush in. I want to make sure that I'm not going to lose everything that I put into it. But down the road at some point, I may actually have some business for you regarding what you do.
Well, the doors are always, well, usually. When I know someone's coming, the doors are propped open by a rock.
Where is it that you work?
Shield security. It's in a very ugly-looking building in downtown. And right in between that and where I want to go, there's a big blockade, and they're being particularly annoying tonight. So I had to take this detour.
Center main intersection down the center of town, north to south, I believe, correct?
Something like that. Yeah, it's the Suite 3, I believe.
Good. Now, okay. Yes. It's not going to be anytime soon, but I will keep you in mind, definitely. And he starts checking through another breast pocket, pulls out a few business cards. Let's see. Did you actually have Shield security on it? Or was it just blank with a phone number?
I never specified.
Okay, I think you just said blank with a phone number with a...
Yeah, it has a Iowa phone number on it.
Yeah.
He will hand you a different business card. This time it has Peter Lannister, security consultant, night shift security consultant.
Stefan takes a pen out of that breast pocket, just kind of clipped there on the edge. Writes Shield.
It has
Puts it back
almost
there.
like a police badge, but it's kind of like a decorated shield on it. It's like a logo. It's not on the building itself because the building is just a bland little whatever that's just a soul-sucking office building. But it's a pretty nice looking. You can tell he put some effort into printing this business card.
Good. Yeah, I will definitely keep you in mind when I am eventually ready to do so. But at this point, I should probably get headed home. And he goes over to the door, unlocking the door from the outside. But we will, no doubt, speak in the future at some point, Mr. Prescott.
Alex will nod. He'll get up, handing Sophia two cards. One is the blank one with his Iowa phone number on it, and the other one is the shield. If you should need security services for any reason, please don't hesitate to ask.
I'll definitely keep you in mind. She actually she'll rummage through her bag and she'll pull out her own business card and hand it back. If you need, oh, I don't know, you don't seem to be the jewellery type, but if you want any jewellery, look me up.
I'm sure I could find a use for something at some point. Have a good
Most
evening.
people can. You too.
And you as well, Mr. Prescott. Once he gets clear of the door closes again, and the keys are still left in the door. It latches. He goes over and sits down, he needing to pick up his phone, placing it back in a breast pocket. I should come clean with something, Sophia. I respect
What's
the
that?
fact that we have had an honest business relationship, but regardless of how awkward certain things are. Sometime back, I talked with a Mr. Abrams, and we made an interesting deal. He he wished to study kindred biology and brain chemistry in exchange for something that I believed would help my knowledge of science and art. I do not understand why certain things transpired as they did, but apparently either he broke our um, agreement and confidentiality, or there are spies, there are ways of figuring things out that I'm not necessarily aware of. Although it could be just as obvious, if I am thinking correctly.
Do you mean the fact that you obtained some of his blood?
Has somebody told you as well?
Yes, you did. Remember?
I did not mention it was
You
Tremere
showed me
blood.
your crystal.
I said
You
it
showed me your
was.
crystal.
I said it was blood. I do not remember saying Tremere blood, but yeah.
You didn't have to say it was Tremere blood, Stefan. It was right there in front of me.
Yeah. Now, let's just say that at this point, I need to at least deal with a member of your clan that I feel comfortable with. If there needs to be any information being passed on, I would prefer not to deal with Cameron.
Okay. So you want to deal with me, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Should I have any information that is of particular value to the Camarilla and the Tremere, I would bring this to you.
I'm sure that should be acceptable, if that is your agreement.
Well, there's a difference between my own personal business and anything that involves the Tremere. And this is more my own personal business. To guarantee that, well, certain things don't happen the way they have in the past. I grew tired of it.
Understandable.
Good. And no doubt, it should raise your standing among your own clan.
Well, it's always a good thing. I won't deny that.
Indeed. But I just felt that I personally owed you an apology. It was not supposed to be an affront. Just simply an experiment. Which I do have to admit was a success. Entirely. I managed to very expertly preserve 3 drops of blood mixed with a heavily regimented, very small amount of anticoagulant. I don't have much, so I had to use it sparingly anyway. But I managed to do it without, how can you say, tainting the blood too much. and a tiny amount of, a very tiny amount of metallic dust to add that little something whenever the light hits it. It appears to, well, be some semblance of a working heart. So at least it was
Interesting.
not in vain.
And how long did that effect last for?
Well,
Or is it still ongoing?
the metallic dust that I used, a small amount, that still takes effect. Though it has gotten, well, it is not quite as viscous as what I have noticed Kindred VTMYTE is like. So something about it has changed. I believe it has more reverted to human blood at this point. No doubt it would still have the DNA signature of the person it came from. But, yeah, it is, it was quite a task. But
Well, apology is accepted. And even though I don't know why this is necessary, I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to pry into your business. But I do hope that, amongst other things, the warning about the experimentation can be taken to heart.
yeah, I just wish I understood why it is that Tremere believes that their blood is so much more valuable than any of ours. After all, that's what we can do. It is all inherent in the VTMYTE. Any kindred blood is just as valuable.
Of course it's all valuable.
Of course. I will not speak ill of Clan Tremere, but I just wish that certain things didn't have to come down to unpleasantries. But at this point, I will do with this object whatever I deem fit. Don't worry, I'm not going to sell it on the market. That would not be good.
That's a good idea. It's probably also not best to display it in front of too many people.
Well, if
Just
it
as
is
a thought.
if it is displayed, it is going to be displayed probably behind glass or Lexan or something of the like. No physical contact.
Yeah,
And
that's probably a good idea.
given the price that I paid for it in the long run, it is adequate. But,
Are you still wanting some of those raw materials
what was
that
it?
you ordered?
Was it stone?
The lapis, the crystal,
Oh,
the marble.
yes. Yes, I will. Yes. Was that a work exchange that we had, or was it
Yeah.
fiscal dealing?
It was a work exchange for the semi-precious gems and physical dealing for the marble, because the marble has a little bit more difficult to get a hold of.
Yeah. I would not suggest white marble. It's far too expensive.
Oh, I wasn't
Yeah.
getting one. From memory, I think you said you wanted coloured anyway, so
Yeah. Um,
yeah.
yeah, that'll do. Um, the next time that if you happen to see Mr. Pendragon at some point, please do give him my regards and feel free to tell him of the specific arrangement that I have made with you, which ties into the arrangement made between myself and Clint Vermeer.
Very well.
As Stefan gets up, goes to the door, and unlocks it, taking the keys out from the inside, giving Sophia enough time to gather her things.
Yeah, she'll hop up, gather her bag, put the business cards away, and head out to the front door.
Give me, when you're passing him, going out the front door, go and give me a perception alertness.
3.
Oh, wow. As you're heading out the front door, you see a slight welling of blood in the interior corner of his eye, his left eye.
She'll pause for a moment and rummage in her overstuffed tote bag and hand him a tissue, and then just continue on out the door.
Oh. Stefan heads out the door a little bit after that, locking it behind him, placing the keys into his pocket, and begins heading away and south out of the industrial district, thinking to himself, thank you, Sophia.
And Sophia will get back into her car and head home to the chantry.
And
At which point I would imagine our scene will end.
Yep.